So our first speaker today is Sarang Yadwadkar. He is an architect and technical consultant. He has been working on river encroachments and pollution for the past 20 years, and very particularly, he has been working on the aspect of urban flooding. He has been a member of the planning committee for Pune city's development plan of 2017 to 2037, and he has been awarded multiple times, one of which is the Bhagirath Prayas Samman of 2020. So without any further ado, I'll hand over to our first speaker, Sarang Yadwadkar. Sarang, sir, over to you.
Can you see my screen, Shatakshi?
Yes, it's just coming on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, should we proceed in English or in Marathi?
Yes, मराठी मध्ये पण ठीकच आहे. आपण मागचा सेशन सुद्धा मराठी मध्येच केला. सो हा सुद्धा मराठी मध्येच होऊ शकतो.
So you have given me that permission to talk in Marathi also. Thanks.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So before I start, हे जे पुण्याचं रिव्हरफ्रंट डेव्हलपमेंट आहे, याचं जे काही आम्ही अभ्यास केलेला आहे, सगळ्यांनी मिळून अभ्यास केलेला आहे. तर त्याच्यातल्या ज्या काही फॅक्ट्स आहेत या तुमच्याशी आम्ही शेअर करणार आहोत. पण ते सुरू करायच्या आधी माझी शताक्षी तुला एक रिक्वेस्ट आहे की मी ही आजच्या आपल्या झूम मीटची लिंक आयुक्त विक्रम कुमार, सिटी इंजिनियर प्रशांत वाघमारे, चीफ प्रोजेक्ट इंजिनियर बोनाला, सुपरिंटेंडिंग इंजिनियर युवराज देशमुख, एन्व्हायरमेंटल ऑफिसर मंगेश दिघे, चीफ इंजिनियर वॉटर रिसोर्सेस डिपार्टमेंट, डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर अँड डिव्हिजनल कमिशनर सौरभ राव, या सगळ्यांना पाठवली होती. गार्डन सुपरिंटेंडेंट त्यांनाही पाठवली होती. पण एक्सेप्ट गार्डन सुपरिंटेंडेंट कोणाचंही याच्यावर उत्तर आलेलं नाहीये की आम्ही याला उपस्थित राहू किंवा नाही. सो दॅट शोज देअर अपॅथी टुवर्ड्स द सिटीझन. मी त्यांना विनंती केली होती की तुम्ही एक प्रोजेक्ट प्रपोनंट आहात, त्याच्यात बरेच जण येणार आहेत, पुण्याचे सिटीझन्स असणार आहेत, त्यामुळे त्यांच्या प्रश्नांना उत्तर देण्यासाठी तुम्ही आलात तर फार बरं होईल. आय रिक्वेस्टेड, पण तू ते काय आलेले दिसत नाहीयेत. कोणी आले असले तर प्लीज रेज युअर हँड्स. थँक्यू. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट नाउ. सो इट इज पुणे रिव्हरफ्रंट डेव्हलपमेंट. खूप सध्या चर्चेत असलेलं हे प्रोजेक्ट आहे आणि याला बरेच याच्या बाबतीत मतभेद निर्माण झालेले आहेत. काय फॅक्ट्स आहेत हे आपण बघूया. बेसिकली हॅलो
सर, सॉरी फॉर द इंटरप्शन. इथे काही लोक इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग सुद्धा आहेत, सो थोडंसं मिक्स लँग्वेज असली तर.
शुअर. Yeah, no problem. So let us see what are the facts as far as this project is concerned, particularly with respect to the existing situation, the detailed project report of the project itself, and various legal provisions. Now, this is a Google satellite image. Okay, in this image we can see Pune city here. This is Pune city, and these are the rivers. These are various rivers that enter into the city. Those are Pauna, Mula, Ram Nadi, Dev Nadi, Mutha. And so 5 rivers enter into the city. They merge with each other within the city, and then they flow out as one single river, that is Mula Mutha. We have Pauna, Kasarsai, Mulshi, Temgar, Warasgaon, Panshet, Khadakwasla. These dams on the immediate upstream. Kasarsai is a relatively smaller dam, but other dams are big dams, and they are hardly at a distance of few kilometers from the city on the upstream side, as well as they are very close to each other. That is very important. Now, in this context, we need to see what Terry had said. In 2009 and 2010, the Energy and Resources Institute of India, they conducted a thorough study of Maharashtra state as far as impact of climate change is concerned, and how to mitigate, how to adapt to that climate change, impacts of the climate change. They have submitted a very comprehensive report to the state government in 2014. This is the report. And what does that report say?
Sarang sir,
Yeah.
sorry for the interruption again. एकदा स्क्रीन शेअर स्टॉप करून परत एकदा शेअर करता का? काहीतरी बॉक्सेस दिसतायत स्क्रीनवर.
Okay.
All clear. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what does Terry say? They have divided the entire state into 6 divisions. Out of that, Pune division in 2030, the rise in annual rainfall is going to be by 32.5%, and up to 2070, it is going to be, their annual rainfall is going to rise by 37.5%. This is a huge rise, more than 30% is a huge rise. And in fact, what is being observed is the actual rise in annual rainfall is more than what is predicted. So they are conducting additional studies for this. And more importantly, what they have said, Shatakshi, yeah.
Yes.
They have said that a general trend in the precipitation suggests that for the Sahyadri, there would be increased rainfall with reducing number of rainy days. Means we are going to get increased rainfall. Our rain, we are on the eastern edge of Sahyadri. And they clearly stated that in Sahyadri, there is going to the rainfall is going to increase, but the rainy days will be reduced. Means the simple meaning is that the intensities of the rainfall is going to rise. We are going to experience more events of cloudbursts. And we all know cloudburst means floods everywhere. In 2019, we have experienced it from a very close distance as far as Mula, Mutha, or even the small tributary Ambilodha is concerned. Now, these are the 4 important components of the DPR. Main report, hydrology and hydraulic report, annexure 2 hydrology and hydraulics, and environmental impact assessment. These are the 4 major components. Well, there are a few other parts also of the DPR. And in the 1034 pages of these 4 reports, 2 words, climate change, are not even mentioned, even once, except in the long form, where they have given the long form of MOEFs and CC. So you can imagine, or we can really know that climate change has no place in riverfront development. They have not even mentioned it. Now, what are the objectives? Objectives as given in the DPR are: first objective, topmost objective of this project is reduce risk of flooding. Second is clean the river and make it pollution free. Something is wrong, Shatakshi.
We can see the screen.
Yeah, but I am clicking, but this next screen is not coming. Yeah. Third is retain and replenish water. Fourth is create a continuous public realm along the river. And 5 is conserve and enhance heritage structures. There are few more objectives also, but these are the topmost 5 objectives. And remember, reduce risk of flooding is the topmost objective, and nothing wrong in that. The screen बदलत नाही आहेत.
इथे खालती बॉटम लेफ्टला जे 2 एरोज दिसतील ना केल्यावर, कर्सर हलवल्यावर, त्यांनी ट्राय करा.
Just one sec. I can't see such arrows.
Okay. Right click करून next slide.
The problem.
एकदम top ला next.
Yeah. So actually the hydrology and hydraulics report of this DPR says that riverfront, on page number 25, it is mentioned that riverfront is not a flood control scheme, and as such, it is not supposed to provide greater protection to the areas on riverbanks which have even otherwise been damaged by floods. Now, say, on one hand, you are saying that protection from flood, reducing the flood levels is your topmost objective. And in a corner of the DPR, you are completely getting away from it by way of this disclaimer. You are clearly saying that this is not your responsibility. The flood levels may not reduce. So what is the problem? Why such a disclaimer? And why, in case of such a disclaimer, why such DPR is accepted by PMC? In fact, I discussed it with many corporators. They said that we are not even made aware of such a disclaimer. So project consultant has very subtly shrugged off his responsibility of reducing the flood levels, which is the topmost objective of this 5,000 crore project. In fact, why he is doing so? In fact, Annexure 17, here they have given Annexure 17 and Annexure 25. They have given this is from the hydraulics report. Okay. These are the flood levels. Water surface elevation means flood levels. This is the first one, 544.32, is the flood level of Mutha near confluence with Mula. Sorry, this is Mula river near confluence with Mutha in the natural situation, in the present circumstances. And the water surface elevation is 544.32. And output of Mula river up to Sangam for the same discharge in channelized section means after completion of the project, it is going to rise to 545.85. This is not our conclusion. This is as it is stated in the detailed project report, in the hydraulic study of the report. So rise in flood level of Mula river is by 1.53 meters, means 5 feet. 5 feet vertical rise will lead to kilometers of submersions on both the banks of the rivers. And this should not have been allowed at any cost, but the corporation has allowed it. Not only that, this is Mutha river. Okay, this is the map which is available with PMC itself. And all these blue streaks are different streams, different tributaries, small and large, connected with Mutha river. They are bringing in huge quantities of water in the river during rainy season because of the surface runoffs. So the flow, this is called as free catchment area. This is on the downstream of dam, but within the city and on the upstream of the city. This is called as free catchment area, and the flow, there is no control over the flow from the free catchment area. And in Pune, all these rivers receive 4,248 cubic meters per second of flow from free catchment area. This is a huge flow. The total area of the free catchment is 1,296 square kilometers. And the flow, this flow of 4,248 cumex has not been considered while working out the flood levels. No, in hydraulics report, this flow has not been considered. This is a big mistake. They have, it's not that they are not aware of it. It is mentioned there in the DPR, but clearly it is not considered in the calculations. So we are going to receive much more flood than what they have considered. This is the confluence on the top, this is Mutha River. On the bottom, it is Mula River. After confluence, they flow out as Mula and Mutha River. And this is the Naik Island, very famous and beautiful Naik Bait. See, these are the levels mentioned in the DPR for 100 years flood after completion of the project. Now you can see near confluence, the level of Mutha River, flood level of Mutha will be 544.1 meter. For Mula, it is going to be 544.85 meters. And for Mula Mutha, it is 546.65 meters. It means the water flowing from Mutha will rise. Can you imagine water flowing downstream suddenly rises, and this rise is 2.55 meters, more than 8 feet. So how the water coming from Mutha River will rise suddenly at the confluence and then again will start flowing downwards downstream? It is physically not possible. So, but these are the figures from the hydraulic report of the DPR. The water coming from Mula River also is going to rise. So let us see the longitudinal section of the rivers. This is the longitudinal section. See, this is confluence. This is Mutha River flowing down and down. And suddenly water rises here by 2.55 meters and then again starts flowing down. This is impossible. This is the flood level they have shown in the DPR. And the actual flood level will be like this, because it has to be above this point. Now you can see how many bridges will be submerged because of this project, because as the flood levels are rising. This is a letter given by the Commissioner, Mahapalika Ayukta Karyalaya, written to the Chief Secretary, Water Resources Department. What they have said, Commissioner has said that cross-section of the river will be increased. Nadicha Katched Wadhun. So he has said that the cross-section of the river will be increased in this project. This letter is written on 6th of October 2020. But in another letter, what he has said, this is a chart filed by him to the Chief Engineer of Water Resources Department. In this chart, see, flow area, okay, water surface elevation and flow area. Existing here is 1860 square meters, existing flow area of Mula River near Sangam. And the proposed is 1151. So the flow area, cross-section of the river will be reduced from 1860 square meters to 1151 square meters. At the bottom, water surface elevation, that is the flood level, it is rising from 544.2 to 545.89. So it is the project itself says, the commissioner himself says that on one hand, he says that we are not going to reduce the cross-section of the river, but while giving this chart, it is clearly stated that there will be massive reduction in the cross-section. And not only that, because of the reduction, flood levels are also rising. Reduction in cross-sectional area is by 38.08%. And rise in flood level here is 1.69 meters, that is 5 feet 7 inches. That's a massive rise in flood levels. It is going to be like this. This is the original cross-section as given by the Water Resources Department. This is the existing red flood line. Lower is the blue flood line. It is given in the DPR at page number 79. These will be the embankments, RCC embankments constructed right in the riverbed, narrowing the river, pinching the river, reducing the width of the river. There will be concrete or soil filled up behind these embankments, which we can see around Bund Garden or Kalyani Nagar. in spite of this, corporation claims that red line will come down by 2 meters and blue line will come down by 3 meters. After reducing the width of the river, by reducing the cross section by 38%, corporation says that the flood levels are going to come down, which is technically impossible. So why they are doing it actually? The original width of the river is this much, huge, and they are going to dump debris and construct embankments on both the banks. At Bund Garden, the original width of the river is 700 meters. 700 feet. In 700 feet, they have constructed embankments on both the sides by 150 meters. So the width of the river is being reduced to 400 feet. 400 feet. And these embankments later on are going to be used for commercial purpose, like restaurants, food plazas, parking, car parking, etc. So that is the real purpose behind it. At many places, even they are constructing the embankments above the level of the surrounding ground. So what will happen to the water, to the surface runoffs, which normally flow into the river, but because of these embankments, they will be stopped over here, and the pluvial flooding will take place on both the banks of the river. Within city, this is the cross section given in the DPR. The width of the river will be reduced to 90 meters. Vertical RCC walls will be built and width of the river will be reduced by 90 meters. Now, near PMC, behind PMC, this is the construction of metro. The width of the river as of now is more than 150 meters. So from 150 meters, they are going to reduce it to 90 meters. From 150 to 90 meters. What will happen? Will the water be able to flow through such a narrow section? They are converting. Can you imagine? This is a cross section of a river or a canal. It's a canal, concrete canal. Corporation claims that CWPRS have examined the total DPR and they have given clearance to this project. They have said everywhere like that. But when we asked CWPRS under RTI, this is the information we received from CWPRS. They have clearly stated that CWPRS did not conduct any study for RFT of PMC, and CWPRS is not clearing authority in the matter. So all citizens, not only citizens, but even MOEFCC, state government, is completely misled by corporation, saying that they have got clearance from CWPRS for this project. Now, Indian standards, this is the Bible we follow everywhere in construction. There are certain guidelines given for alignments and construction or spacing of embankments along the rivers. And here what the Indian standards say, embankments should be aligned on the ridge of the natural banks of the river where land is high. Means beyond the edge of the river, you can construct the embankments. But completely flouting these standards, the embankments that are being constructed by a PMC in this project are right on the riverbed, right on inside blue line, which is actually a prohibitive zone. No construction is permitted on that zone. Such are the embankments. These are concrete embankments. This is the original saucer shape of the riverbed, and it will be converted into steps like this. Now, what will happen because of this? The river is connected to multiple aquifers. Some aquifers bring water into the river. Some aquifers take the water away from the river and recharge the ground water table and wells, bore wells. These aquifers will get permanently disconnected from the river. This is going, because of this, water table will be depleted permanently. No thought has been given to this. Now, let us see what is going to happen to the pollution. Whether after this project, the rivers are going to flow clean or not. Current water supply to PMC from irrigation department is 1732 MLD, million liters per day. Groundwater extraction in city is 310 MLD. So the total water consumption is 2042 MLD. These are the figures we have received from various government organizations. As per standards, sewage generation is 80% of the water consumed. So we are generating 80% of 2042 MLD, which is 1634 MLD. This is the total sewage generated within Pune city, and present treatment, what sewage treatment is only 477 MLD, not even 30%. We are not even treating 30% of the sewage generated by us. Corporation has proposed some sewage treatment plants. They are proposing it since 2015. They haven't yet completed even the land acquisition required for the STPs. So the total proposed STPs are 528 MLD. So the total sewage treatment capacity will be 1005 MLD. Even after completing all sewage treatment plants, even if we consider that they are operated at 100% efficiency, our total sewage treatment capacity will be 1005 MLD. So there will be deficit of 629 MLD after completion of JICA and riverfront development projects. So 629 MLD is 62,900 tankers of sewage, raw sewage, will be released in rivers without any treatment. And remember, JICA is an independent project where PMC is proposing new sewage treatment plants. It has nothing to do with RFD. Riverfront development is a totally different project. And corporation is confusing the citizens that STPs are proposed under riverfront development project. That is not the case. We have nowhere we have opposed this project of JICA. We are opposing only riverfront development. Now, what will happen to the traffic of the city? This is Mutha River. This is Jangli Maharaj Road. This is the riverbed road, and thousands of vehicles, particularly two-wheelers, travel from Kothurud side to city side up to Shanwarwada by this road. The length of this road is around 3 kilometers. They cross the river on Baba Bide Bridge and go to the city. Thousands of two-wheelers in the morning and thousands of two-wheelers in the evening. They return. This road and Baba Bide Bridge will be pulled down for this project. So what will happen to the traffic? Nothing has been, no solution has been given to this. No traffic study has been conducted for this project. Totally 4 bridges are to be demolished. Now, this project has also received environmental clearance from the government, and it is a completely flawed environmental clearance. Why? SIA, that is State Environment Impact Assessment Authority, while giving environmental clearance, what they have stated, the committee has not gone into this aspect. There are 4 barrages, 4 huge barrages are to be constructed in this project. Project proponent informed that there are 4 barrages to be constructed at following places A, B, C, and D. The committee has not gone into this aspect. Proper appraisal from proper authority in this regard is solicited. So they have not conducted any study of these barrages, particularly as far as impact of these barrages is concerned. Barrages are dams. So the river will not be flowing because of these dams. These dams will stop the natural flow of the river. The water will be impounded, and it will be like 4 huge ponds of stagnant water, stagnant polluted raw sewage within the city because of these dams, because of these barrages. And SIA, without conducting any study of the impacts of these barrages, environmental clearance has been accorded to this project. And till date, in spite of SIA's instruction, no appraisal of these barrages has been done by PMC. And without that, they are going ahead with the actual implementation. Now, there are 2 types of built up areas. One is FSI and the other one is non-FSI. FSI means where there is a roof, and non-FSI is open like roads or parking or like that. That is built area, but non-FSI. In the SIA meeting, corporation has informed that proposed built up area, FSI and non-FSI, both are 0 square meters. So their corporation is not going to build anything as far as this project is concerned. Then what are we spending this 5,000 rupees? What are we doing with that 5,000 crore rupees? When we studied the cost estimates, the actual built area is around 22.5 lakh square meters. 22.5 lakh square meters. It is more than 556 acres. And to get the environmental clearance, corporation has said that only 0 square meters will be constructed in this project. Retaining walls, RCC slabs, there are innumerable structures proposed in this project. Existing structures. Corporation has said to get the AC that there are no existing structures. Actually, there are so many existing structures, including around 40 plus bridges are there. So many dargahs, samadhis, ghats. There are so many innumerable existing structures, but corporation has misled the SIA to get the environmental clearance. They also have said that there will be no demolition, but actually 4 bridges are to be demolished, and so many other, even small building weirs and walls will be demolished in this project. Now, this is the latest issue. Corporation has started, PMC has started cutting trees. They actually have started. But what they have said in the DPR which was presented before the citizens, they say that the design carefully retains existing trees. To accommodate the existing trees and the structures, the embankment design is modified as per requirement on site. Further, they have said that Pune city boasts of great wealth of trees. Pune river edge already consists of a large number of trees, which will be integrated with the proposed riverfront development. These existing as well as the new proposed vegetation will be incorporated into the embankment design. There are already a large number of trees along the river edge in Pune. It is very important to retain and enrich the green heritage of the city. To protect these existing as well as proposed trees in the riverfront development, tree guards will thus be used. And completely in contradiction with this, not only that, the environmental clearance also says that number of trees to be cut, not applicable. Number of trees to be planted, therefore not applicable. So environmental clearance issued to this project is clearly with an understanding that not a single tree will be cut for this project. But PMC has proposed or even started cutting down more than 7,000 fully grown native trees for only 3 out of 11 stretches. So imagine if 7,000 trees are being cut for 3 stretches, how many trees will be cut for the remaining 8 stretches? Is it acceptable? It was never communicated to the citizens earlier. As far as financing of this project is concerned, they are planning to monetize the riverbed. It is stated in the DPR that project financing availability of land within the floodlines. So they are trying to capitalize the land, the flood zones, the land which is inside floodline, government-owned lands, changes in restrictive zones, and value capture within the influence zone. That is okay. But land within the floodlines will be capitalized. So what are the impacts? Water Resources Department directions are not at all followed in this project. Environmental clearance is completely flawed and illegal. Massive illegal tree felling without clearance, monetization of river land and public resources, violation of all norms and Indian standards. River will continue to remain highly polluted. Traffic disruption leading to air pollution. Impact on climate change not at all considered. Steep rise in flood level, grave risk to the life, and irreversible destruction of biodiversity. These are going to be the impacts of this project on our city. Now, we all know that this project is based on Sabarmati Riverfront Development Project. How is it? This is Sabarmati. It is completely flooded. And for your information, Sabarmati after channelization in city is 285 meters. In Pune, they are proposing only 90 meters. When we have 6 dams on the upstream side. This is Sabarmati. See, what is this? This is completely covered with hyacinth. And this is the barrage they have built on the downstream, this at the location of Vasna. This barrage has been constructed. And because of this barrage, the water is completely stagnant and polluted also. You can see the hyacinth in Sabarmati River. This is the model we are following. Because the consultant is same. This is Sabarmati River. So it's not that we don't want our river to be rejuvenated. This is our stand. We want our rivers to be rejuvenated, but not by concretization and tree felling. We want it in ecological way. We do want beautiful rivers, but before that, we want clean rivers. And prior to that, we want safe rivers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarang sir.